Hello everyone, welcome to NetSet OS. Today in this video we will see how to make login page to your website. A couple of days ago I was making a website. While coming to login page I was stuck, so I thought to make a video on this. After this video series you will get to see such login page where you need to give some credentials and then click on login page. But at the same time, we will have the other options as well, where we can sign in with Facebook, Twitter, or Google. If you don't have any account on any of these, you can register here itself. So let's get started. Here I have divided this video into 4 parts. So first, I'll be creating a social website project, and then I'll be using Django authentication framework. And here we will create login view, logout view, and for password I'll use 2 views, changing password as well as resetting password. And thereafter we will create user registration view, and then we'll be extending the user model with a custom profile model. And thereafter we'll be adding social authentication to our site, where we'll be running the development server and also authentication using Facebook, Twitter, and Google will be activated on our site. So for that, first we need to make a website. So we will go to the location where we need to make a file. This project will be completely from the scratch. So here I'll type CMD. Now the first step to create the virtual environment. So the step to create virtual environment is python -m venv and then the environment in which I want to create my virtual environment. So I'll be keeping the name as bookmarks. So env/bookmarks. Let's see. Here we got the environment where bookmarks resides. Here I need to go to scripts, and inside script I need to activate it. So we will follow the same. Here I'll go to env. Inside env there will be bookmarks. Inside bookmarks there will be scripts, and here we need to activate it. So here we are in virtual environment. Now the first step, we need to install Django. So for that I'll write pip install Django, the latest version 3.0. Start for the latest version, and we'll press enter here. Here Django is installing. Successfully installed. Now the next step will be to create a project. So here I'll write Django admin start project. Let's keep it the name as bookmarks. Now we will go inside bookmarks. Let's have a look of the project. Here is my project where I have by default manage.py, and here we have settings file, and with that we have URLs ASGI and WSGI. Now the next step will be to create an application inside bookmarks. So we are already in bookmarks, and here I'll create a application. So here I'll type Django admin start app account. The application name will be account, and here I'll press enter. We have an application created where you will find admin, apps, models, test, views, Python file created. Now the next step, I'll open PyCharm so that we can have a look of all Python files. So here we have bookmarks project. Inside bookmarks we have account as application. Now I will go to settings file, where you can see debug, allowed host, middleware, and here I'll go to installed apps, where I need to register about my application which I have created. Basically this is the location of the project where it should know each and every applications which are running inside the project. So here inside quotes, I'll write account.apps.account.config. And don't forget to put comma over here. Now I have registered this app inside installed app. But for running it in the project, I need to migrate it. So I'll go to CMD and here I will type python manage.py migrate. And here all migrations which are running are set to be OK. That means it has migrated successfully. Next, we will build an authentication system into our project using Django authentication framework. So for that, we should know the authentication system, which include views for common user actions such as login, logout, password change, password reset. So here authentication framework is located at django.contrib.auth, which is by default in installed app, and it is used by other Django contrib packages. So whenever we create a new Django project using start project command, the authentication framework is included in the default setting of a project. It consists this Django contrib auth, content type, session, admins, etc. And with that, we are also getting authentication middleware and session middleware, where authentication middleware associates user with request using session, whereas session middleware handles the current session across request. So basically middleware are classes with methods that are globally executed during this request, or it can be response phases also. So we'll be using this middleware classes on several locations throughout this journey. Now the first thing, we need to create a login view. So for that, first thing we will get username and password, which is posted by the user using login form. Then we will authenticate the user against the data stored in the database. Then we will check whether the user is active or not. And fourthly, we will log the user into the website and start an authenticated session. So the first thing, we will get the username and password which is posted by the user. Secondly, we will authenticate the user against the data which is stored in the database. Then we will check whether user is active or not, and then we will log the user into the website and start an authenticated session. So the first most thing, we will go to the application, and inside application I'll create a Python file with the name forms.py, and here we will write some code. So the first point will be to import forms. So I'll write from Django import forms. Then I'll create a class with the name login form, which will be inherited from forms.form. If you see the basic login form, we have two credentials, username and password. So we will take both username and password. Username we will take in char field. So I'll write forms.char field, and same for password. But in password we will have a widget where we will give forms.password input. This is, we are taking in password input for the sake of security reasons. Now this form will be used to authenticate users against the database. So for that we will go to views.py. Here we already have from Django.shortcuts import random. Now we will import more. So down below I'll write from Django.shortcuts. We need to import HTTP response. Then I'll import authenticate and login, which will be imported from Django.contrib.auth. So here from Django .contrib.auth. We need to import authenticate as well as login. Then I'll import login form. So here I'll write from .forms import. I'll import login form. This login form, it is showing red mark. This should be login form. Completely fine. Now we will create a function. So I'll delete this, and here I'll create user_login, which will have request, and here I need to check whether my request.method is post or get. So here I'll type if request.method is post, then form will be equal to login form having request.post. Then the form which we have submitted is valid. If it is, then we will have cd equal to form.clean data, and user will have authenticate request. With that we will have username equal to cd username, which will provide there. Similarly, I'll do for password. I'll take password. This should be square bracket here too. Then we will give the condition if user is not none, then it will check. If user is active, then login will have request user, and it will return HTTP response with authenticated successfully. If it is not active, then in else part it will return HTTP response disabled account. This is just for taking the user into confidence. If his account is active, then it will authenticate, otherwise it will be a disabled account to let him know that you can't log in into it. And if user is none, then in else it will return HTTP response that it is an invalid login. And the request, if it is get, it will go to else part, and form equal to login form, and outside it will return render request account in login form, login.html, which will create now. Here we will have form. So this is what the basic login form view does. When the user is with a get request, we will instantiate a new login form using form equal to login form. Here it will be displayed it in the template. But what if when the user submits the form via post? First, it will instantiate the form with the submitted data, form equal to login form. Then it will check whether form is valid with form.isValid. If it is not valid, you will display the error in your template that the user hasn't filled one of the fields. But if the submitted data is valid, we will authenticate the user against the database using authenticate method. This method takes the request object, username object, and the password parameter, and will return the user object if the user has successfully authenticated or none otherwise. And if the user was successfully authenticated, we will check whether the user is active. This is an attribute of Django user model. If user is not active, then we will have our HTTP response, which is disabled account. If user is active, we will log the user into the website, and we will set the user in the session by login method, and will return the authenticated successfully message. Now the next thing, we need to create a URL for this view. So for that, I'll go to account, And here I'll create a new Python file with the name URLs. So first of all, in the URL we will import path. So I'll write from Django.urls import path. Then I need to import views, this one. So here I'll write from dot import views. Then in URL patterns we will have the post views. So here I'll write path, the login page, where we will have views dot user underscore login, and here we will have name as login. Then I'll go to the main URLs, which is inside the project, and here I'll include here, and we already have admin for administration site. Now inside URL patterns we have admin for administration site. Now here I'll take path for account application, which will include, should be I, and inside include we will have accounts.urls. So after this, the login view can now be accessed by the URLs. Now it is time to create a template for this view. Since we don't have any template for this project, we can start by creating a base template over here that can be extended by the login template. So here inside account application, I'll create a directory which I'll name it as templates. Inside templates, I'll create a new directory, account, and inside account I will have HTML file with the name login. That's what we wanted. And with this, inside templates and in parallel to account, I'll create a new HTML with the name base. So the first most thing, I will add this base.html, and here first of all I load all static files. Delete this, and here we will have HTML. Inside HTML we will have head, and inside head we will have title. Let's keep the title as blog title, and we will end it here itself, and blog. Here we will have a link, href. Here I will take static, where it will take from CSS. Let's take base.css as we have taken in the last project. Let's end it over here, and here I'll include style sheet. Now our head part will end. Now I'll create the body for this HTML, inside which I'll take div id is equal to header, and here I'll take span. The class for it will be logo, and here let's keep it as bookmarks. Then after this div id is equal to header, I'll create for the content. I'll name here content. Inside content I will take blog title, where here I will change it to content. Let's take it to next line, and then our body and HTML ends over here. So this will be the base template for our website. So this is same as our previous project, which includes CSS style in the main template. Here we will have base.css, where I'll have some line of code over here. This I'll attach in the GitHub link, which will be mentioned in the description below. So what I'll do, I'll take this base.css and will save inside bookmarks, going to account, and here I'll create a new folder with the name static, and we'll go inside and we'll save over here. So here the base template where we have title block and content block. Now we will go to login.html, and first of all I'll delete this and will extend base.html. Then I'll have the title for block and we will keep it as login. Let's end this and block. And for content block I'll take the same and here I'll fill content. For login I'll take this in h1 tag. Then I'll write please use the following form to login, and then we will see whether form method is post or not. If it is post, it will have form.s_p, and for post we always use csrf, so I'll write csrf_token, and then let's put the submit button. In input type submit, we need to give its value as login. So this is the template which includes the form instantiated in the view. Since our form will be submitted via post, we will include here csrf token. This is the template tag for cross-site request forgery protection. Since we don't have any users in our database, we will need to create a super user first in order to be able to access the administration site to manage other user. So we will go to CMD. First of all, I'll create super user. So I'll write python manage.py create super user. Username, I'll keep admin. Email address as it is, and password, I'll keep the password again, and super user created successfully. Now I'll run the server. So for that I'll write python manage.py run server. So first of all I'll go to my browser, and here I'll take 127.0.1.8000 admin, and here we have the administration site. Access the administration site using the credential. I'll give mine, and here it is. Here we will see the Django administration site including user and group model of our Django authentication framework. Now for creating a new user using this administration site, I'll go to account, inside account login. Here it is giving error in login HTML where I haven't given the codes properly. So I'll go to views.py. Here codes are proper, but it should be within account, so it should be slash instead of comma. So I'll save this and will open the same using refresh, and here we are. We got our login page where I need to give the username and password. Now here I need to give username. So here if I give test and will log in without password, it will ask me to fill this password first before login, as this form is not valid, and will display the error which we have mentioned in views. Here some of the modern browsers will prevent us from submitting the form with empty fields. This is because of form validation done by the browser based on field types and the restriction per field. So in this case the form won't be submitted, and the browser will display an error message for the fields which are wrong, as it was displayed over here. Now if you enter a non-existent user, let's say I have given the test, and the password I'll give some random password and will log in here, it will show me the message it is an invalid login. Now if I give the valid credentials, admin, and the password, and we'll log in here, as this was the valid credentials, correct username and password, we will get authenticated successfully. Let's put space over here and with capital S. So let's keep this up till here, and we will be creating more in the next video. Hope you liked it. So please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.